Oh, we made it. Got to the truck wash. We're at Del Camino Truck Wash. The lady behind the counter in there is the rudest person I have ever met in my life. I walk in there and tell her what I need. She instantly snaps at me wanting to know where I'm parked at. I told her, I was like, well, I'm parked kind of like in Bay 4. There's nowhere else to park. It's a dead-end street right around the corner over there. And she instantly starts yelling at me, telling me I need to move. I can't park there. There's 4 other people in front of me. And I was like, okay. I'm like, well, it's a dead end over here. I was like, do you have a parking lot somewhere? And she goes, no, we have no parking. You have to go over here to this truck stop. And she said, but you can't park in the truck stop if you're not there to get fuel. They'll kick you out because they yell at these people, I guess, all the time. So she tells me to park in this gravel lot. You literally have to jump a curb. There's no way into this gravel lot. It's just a curb everywhere. And then there's holes. I don't know how well they show up on camera, but there are holes back here that are horrible. I've bottomed out the trailer. But apparently she calls you when they're ready for you. But she was just instantly rude. I told her, I'm like, I've never been here before. I'm like, I'm assuming you have to pay first, and I'm telling you what I got, whatever. And she just told me I needed to move. And there's 3 other people in front of me. So I asked her, I was like, well, how does this work? If I got 3 other people in front of me, then how do I get in line? And she goes, well, you pay first. It's like, my Lanta. I don't know why people gotta be so rude. I told her that I'd never been here before. I asked her what I was supposed to do or how it worked here. But I don't know. Some people, there's no reason to act like that. And she had no idea how long of a wait it was, but I got a side dump. I got 3 side dumps sitting next to me, it looks like. So, I'm not sure how long this will take, but probably not too long. In the last 20 minutes, none of the vehicles or none of the trucks, I guess, have moved that are in line over there, so that's not very promising. So let's hope we can get dropped. I'm going to call the dealership, tell them where I'm at, what's going on. Hopefully we can still deliver. Cross our fingers. So what else do you do when you gotta sit for an hour? Well, it's been an hour. Some good old Cracker Jack. And they still give away prices. Not sure what this is. It's a picture of a baseball. And then it says I have to visit crackerjack.com and follow the directions to start playing. Whatever happened to the water tattoos? And the cardboard box? Memories. She said I was 3rd in line. 6 trucks have pulled up already. I'm starting to get irritated. Today was going great. No wind. Traffic was good. Was actually running ahead of schedule. Just a little hiccup at the fuel pumps this morning. And then this lady's attitude. Right off the bat, I told her, I'm like, I've never been here before. How do you do things? And she instantly, just really rude. I don't know what to think. People like that ruin your day. But Cracker Jack fixed it. parked. I made it back to Grand Island. It was one of those days. Yeah, we got up early and had problems at the pump. Got stuck there for roughly about an hour by the time I got out of here. And then I drove a little faster than I wasn't speeding, but I was driving faster than I usually do. Usually I don't go over 70. I was doing about 72, 74. We were trying to make up some time. And I don't know why either. On a positive, I kept forgetting about the time change. Well, Denver is an hour behind. And I was not thinking about that. So that was a bonus when it dawned on me. And then we get to the truck wash, like I showed you guys that video. I was having a good morning, besides a little mishap with the pump, but that wasn't, you know, no major deal. That lady was just rude, and then she told me I was third in line, and I watched 7 trucks pull up before she called me to tell me it was my turn. So I sat for about an hour and a half. Then I finally got a phone call, went over there, got in line, and when I finally got in, that was the most worthless wash I have ever seen in my life. There's a guy on each side that literally went down each side with soap, flipped their nozzles over to rinse, the little toggle switch or whatever they have on their pressure washer handle, their gun. Walked to the front and rinsed it, and all the mud that was underneath the camper, on the tires, all that stuff was all over my trailer. There was still soap all over the campers, soap all over my truck. And they're like, "No, you're done." And I kind of gave them a look like, "Can you get the soap off?" And they're like, "No, it's our lunchtime." So they were leaving. But I didn't really want to push the subject much more anyway, because the dealership was actually open till 2, but they weren't taking any more campers in after noon. But I had called them, told them, you know, it was gonna be close to noon. Well, anyway, so at 11:45, I call while I'm sitting at the truck wash to at least let them know I'm across the road. The truck wash is literally right across the road from the dealership, across the interstate anyway. And it rings and rings and goes to voicemail. So 11:45, when that happened, I was already kind of getting nervous, like hoping they didn't close. And I called again at 12:15, same thing. And then as soon as I got pulled into the bay, I called again, and then the same thing, just rang and went to voicemail. So I was kind of starting to go into panic mode at that point. And anyway, I get out, go across the interstate, pull in. They still have the open sign lit up in the window. There's vehicles still sitting there. And I went in and I told the lady that, you know, I've been trying to call, whatever, and she said I was the second person that day that told them that their phones weren't ringing. And it was just going to voicemail after I'd ring 5-6 times. And then, so that was the good point. Didn't miss delivery. But then, of course, you know, nothing's going right, so we got to keep that trend going. So we go to unload, me and this lady. We're trying to unload it, get the camper all unstrapped. I hook my booster pack up so I can lift the jacks up, and it won't lift the camper up. It just kind of growls and shuts off. And so I'm thinking my booster pack must be about half dead, or too dead to run the jacks. So she goes up and grabs their big pack that they use to power the campers, and this thing's got 3 or 4 batteries in it, and jumper cables and wires to hook up the battery cables. You know, it's set up for testing the campers. She literally unplugs it, wheels this big thing over there, hooks the camper up, and it won't lift the camper. So then I gotta get my bottle jack up so we can at least lift the ball or the camper up off the ball stand that's on the trailer to get my wheel underneath in the ball mount. So we did that. We get the camper pushed off, and I hooked my booster pack up just to see what would happen, and the jack would go down just fine. Well, what we ended up figuring out is when the jack is, like, it's got those stabilizer jacks on it that I just showed you. It doesn't have the normal tube jack, whatever you call it. Well, when the jack is completely compressed all the way up, so the trailer's dropped on the ground, it doesn't have enough power to get it up like the first 4 to 6 inches. So once you got the camper up a little ways, then the jack can go down, and it's got enough leverage that it can lift the camper up. So once we had that figured out, then I had to use the bottle jack again on the front camper to get that off, so that was just time consuming. And the funny part about this whole deal, I get pulled in there to unload the campers. And I was like, well, here we go, I'll do a time lapse of unloading again. There's a row of campers about 40 feet, 30 feet on the other side, or to the side of the trailer and my campers that I was unloading. So I grabbed the suction cup mount for my camera, and I suction cupped it to the back bumper on this camper. And anyway, so we unload, and I get the trailer all strapped back up, and 2 ladies were doing their inspection. So I was gonna go over and get my camera, and I could not find it. It was completely gone. I'm sitting there staring and staring, like, what? And then I noticed there's like, it's a gravel yard, like crushed red rock. I can see where there's tracks in the red rock where there was a camper. And I asked the lady, I'm like, was there another camper sitting here? And she's like, yeah. She goes, he probably pulled it toward the back of the yard. It's another one of the newer ones that we got in, so he's probably just staging them to do inspections when we come back on Monday. So I walked to the back of this yard, and of course, there's my camera sitting on the back bumper of this trailer. So I get back to the truck, and I'm hitting the replay to see what it all got. I didn't even make it back to my trailer, and that trailer was already taking off. I tell you, I can't make this stuff up. And yeah, and then I broke my cell phone mount off the windshield, so I had to go buy a new one of those. That thing never sticks to the windshield, and then you want it to come off because you want to move it, and it won't come off, and then you snap the stupid thing in half. Let's see, we get to Boselman's. I don't like you saying Boselman's. You guys are probably all shaking your head at me. It could be Boselman too, I don't know. Boselman? I don't know how you pronounce it. So anyway, I go ahead and get a Subway, and everybody's closing up an hour early because it was dead, and the 2 ladies that were in there have the rest of the weekend off, so they wanted to get out of there. In the wise words of Limp Bizkit, it's one of those days. But I don't know, tomorrow can't get any worse. That's the bonus. Fuel, the discount here at this Pilot is way lower today than it was yesterday. I checked it out tonight, and it's $2.80 a gallon, so hoping it stays that way. I'm gonna top off in the morning. I just need to fill up in the morning. I can go down to a quarter tank on the truck, and the auxiliary tank's empty. But the holiday traffic is definitely in full swing. That was crazy about 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. It was, you'll probably see in some of the little clips I had here a minute ago. It's nothing but headlights and taillights, and it never ended. In the middle of Nebraska, it's never like that. Usually 6 o'clock, interstate's pretty much a ghost town anymore. That's not the case tonight. Yesterday was a little busy, but tonight, every vehicle passing you was out-of-state plates. It's packed full of luggage. I think next week will be a good week to just take off. The wind wasn't blowing today, though. That was a major bonus. And I've only got 4.5 hours, and I'll be home. This week started out, I didn't have the ambition, didn't want us. And it's ending the same way. The joys. The joys. But I think I'm gonna let you guys go on that. And like I said, the wise words of Limp Bizkit. That was today. So we'll see you tomorrow in the morning, and hopefully things are going better.